Hello, welcome one more time to another one of our live streamings. We are having this live streaming directly from the University of Love and Knowledge. That's the way that we are calling ourselves, and you can find us as Uncoa, UNCOA. We are located in Mexico, in Guadalajara. The exact address where you can find us is the street of Francia in Spanish, 1764. And you can get in touch with us through our WhatsApp number and also through Facebook Messenger. If you log on our website, which is www.uncoa.com, you can connect with us through Facebook Messenger and through our WhatsApp number. Still, I am going to give you the number so you can send us any messages, questions, or anything that you may want to share with us. So the number is plus 521-3320-554690. And you might be wondering what we're doing here, streaming live every Friday in English. Well, what we're trying to do is we are a Mexican institution which is dedicated to helping people. What we do is we have 3 different areas in which we try every day to do something for others. What we do is we have a specific area which is designated to feeding the hungry. We have diners where we feed people, and what we try to do is make them feel hopeful, because if there is someone who cares about them eating, then they will know that not only will their hunger be we will do something in order to end their hunger, but we also want to make them know and make them understand that there are people still in the world who care. So we are feeding the hungry part, but what we're trying to do is make them feel hopeful and make them know that there is someone who does care. Giving people hope helps them understand that there is a purpose in life, and they give us the opportunity to do something that we believe is very important. Feeding others, helping others, serving others is the main purpose of our lives, everyone. And we already found our specific purpose as an institution and as individuals. And what we're trying to do is help people find their own purpose in life. So that is the reason why we have different areas. Our institution is divided in 3, as I was saying. So one of them is the area in which we feed the hungry. And the other one is a health area in which we have different kinds of therapies, holistic therapies, and we help people find their health. And the other one is the one in which we are teaching people in order for them to understand themselves, find themselves. These classes that we teach, these courses that we give are called the courses are called exactly like that. Find the knowledge of yourself. What we're doing is helping people understand themselves so they can find their purpose in life. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that, because we think that it's important that more and more people understand that sometimes we are born and we grow and we're trying to find what we're doing in this world for a long time. Sometimes we even die without even understanding or knowing what the purpose in life was. What was the reason why we were born? What is it that makes us come to this, let's say, to this planet in order to have this life and see what we're trying to achieve? Sometimes life seems so hard and so difficult, and we are in constant suffering, wondering what God wants from us, what life wants from us, what the purpose of being here is. So what we are trying to do is help you answer these questions for yourself. What we do, we start by asking the most basic questions for each human being. Why do you do the things you do? Why do you think the way you think? Why do you feel the way you feel? What is the purpose of your own life? Why do you believe the things that you believe in? Because a lot of the times we believe in things we don't even know why we believe them. So starting from the bottom, from the basic questions, we have the opportunity to then understand our own selves. Usually what we're trying to do is we're trying to find this purpose and this happiness in the outside. So what we're trying to do now is to help you see that all of those answers that you were looking for all throughout your life were inside of your own self. And that might sound kind of simple or kind of strange, but it's true. We have been working for a long time in this institution for over 30 years, investigating, experimenting, each one of us following our own path and sharing with others what we have discovered within ourselves. And it's important to understand that what we are trying to do is help each one find their own answers, because we understand and we know that there is not one correct answer, but everyone has their own answer. And finding that answer that lies within yourself is what is going to give you the opportunity and the possibility to find the real happiness. Sometimes we believe that happiness is like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, that we are never going to find it, and that it's not going to be possible for us to be happy, to be in a state of mind in which we're going to feel completely satisfied. It is possible. There are ways in order to feel that way, to feel happy, to feel this fulfillment that completes your life. But we are always trying to find this happiness, this fulfillment, all these answers in the outside. And we are hoping and waiting for everything else to change in the outside in order for me to feel this happiness. And what happens is that when you start on this path, understanding that the answers lie within yourself, then you start working in a different way so you can actually begin to feel this fulfillment, this sense of completeness that usually you won't find because you are trying to achieve through other people. So that's how we have become aware that the answers lie within us, and that we have to start working in answering first the basic questions. Why am I the way I am? Why do I feel this way? Why do I understand things the way I understand them? And some of those answers lie within the understanding that we are different consciousness, different minds. There are a lot of different investigators that have worked throughout their lives in order to understand how man's consciousness or the mind work in different ways, and they are a part of you. Sometimes we tend to believe that the way that we feel or the way that we experience life has to do only with whatever is in the outside or whatever it is within our physical bodies or physical state of mind. Now we have become aware that there are a lot more minds that constitute a human person, and those are not physical minds. This consciousness that we have to start understanding that are a part of you, they are not within your brain, they are not within your physical body, they are outside of your body, but they are a part of you. When you try to understand what a mind is, then you begin to work on the understanding also that who does the thinking, what part of you does the thinking. And it's not the brain the one that does the thinking, it is the mind that does the thinking. So what happens is that the human being, it's formed, let's say it that way, it's formed by 6 different minds, starting from your instinctive mind. Why? Because we were born, and this is not going to sound maybe very, very nice, but it's true. We are born animals. This physical body that we have that makes us who we are, that we need in order to fulfill our purpose in life, our evolutionary purpose. Well, this is a physical body that is part of the animal kingdom. We cannot say it that any other way, because we are not rocks, we are not plants, we are part of the animal kingdom. So what happens is that we understand that as an animal we have instinct, and as instinct we have an instinctive mind. This instinctive mind makes us or leads us to do different things that are only related with the part that has to do with whatever needs I have. When I live my life only throughout this instinctive mind, then I'm going to feel constantly that something is missing, because I am only fulfilling the part that has to do with my instinct, with my basic needs. And well, I'm gonna say hello to the people who are watching today, which is Maria Vega, Sasileva, Federico Macias. Thank you for connecting. Thank you for watching, and I invite you to share our link so a lot more people can get this information. Cecil has a comment that says, "Hi April, I think that the people help other people because we need to help for everyone, and are the purpose helping people." Exactly. I think that that is important, Cecil, for a lot of people to understand what the purpose in life is. So we are starting by understanding that sometimes we are born and we grow and we reproduce and we die and we never find the purpose of our lives. Understanding, for example, you as a student of this university, you already start to understand your own purpose in life. So that is the reason why you have the clarity of mind, and you can say that people are born to help other people. So what we have to do, each one of us, is understand exactly that we are born in order to help other people. And then when we start questioning ourselves, our purpose and the life objective, then you start to understand how you want to help people, because there are a lot of different ways to help people. For example, here at school there are people who are dedicated to helping people find their health. There are other people who are dedicated to helping people get fed. There are other people who are dedicated to teaching. There are others like me who are trying to do this live streaming in order to help other people get the information and find their answers for themselves. But everyone's purpose has to be found answering your own questions. What makes you, what conforms you, helps you then be able to answer these questions. What happens is, as I was saying, is that when you are only working, when you are only living, when you're only moving throughout your instinct, throughout your instinctive mind, you don't have the possibility to see whatever is after that. You are only working through your basic needs, and you are only worrying, and that's the part that in human beings that is very selfish, because you are only worried about you. You only care about you. You are only concerned with your own needs. So what happens is, when I start to understand that this instinctive mind, this instinctive conscious is part of me, then I know that this part has to be fulfilled, that I do have to be fed, that I do have to fulfill my basic needs, but I also have to understand that there are other consciousness, other minds that also conform the person that I am. And so after I understand that throughout my instinct I have been always just worrying about me, then I understand that there is another purpose in life, that it goes beyond that. So after I understand that this instinctive mind makes me only think and worry about my own needs, then I get to understand that there is another one, which is my genetic mind. And little by little we're gonna be working throughout this information so you can understand better what we're talking about. So anyway, throughout history, man's history, you can see how a long time ago we were only worried about the cave we had to live in, about getting the basic needs like food, like shelter, like protecting the ones that we lived with, or protecting our own life. So throughout history, we were always worrying about our own basic needs. But now we are in a different possibility. Why? Because throughout history, man has found a way to fulfill his basic needs in a more efficient way. So now we don't have to go and kill a mammoth in order to eat. We don't have to fight with others because we need to preserve this cave. Now we have different possibilities to fulfill our basic needs. But now comes into the picture the genetic mind. The genetic mind is a part that it has all this information that was contained in your family, but I'm not talking only about your mom or your dad, about your parents, your grandparents, your great-grandparents, and everyone who is part of your family has this information that has been part of you. It becomes a part of you from the moment of conception. So what happens is that when these two cells get together and life is created, then automatically this life becomes also a mind. This mind has all the genetic information, all the mental files from generation after generation after generation. So there are certain characteristics, there are certain feelings, there are certain thoughts that you probably don't even understand why are the way they are, and they are part of you. But what happens is that they were something that you inherited in your genetics. So now, understanding that will also give you a possibility to know your own self, to understand why you have certain reactions, why you have certain fears, why you have certain feelings, why you have certain ways of thinking that sometimes you don't even understand yourself. How many times have we thought, I wish I was different, I wish I acted differently, I wish I thought differently, and you don't even know why you have these specific fears or these specific resentments or this specific anger towards certain people or certain things. And then when you become aware of these feelings and these thoughts, what happens is that you wish you could change, but you don't know how. That's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to help you understand who you are and what makes you you, so you have the possibility to finally start changing that. How am I going to change it? If it's a part of me, it's imprinted in my genes, it's imprinted in my cells, it's imprinted in my every thought, in my every thinking file that moves me. And sometimes I don't even want to act like that. I don't even want to be like that. And all of a sudden, I'm already doing things I don't like to do. All of a sudden, I'm having the same reactions as I usually have, and I don't even want to be that way. So what happens is that understanding where these thoughts and feelings come from gives you a possibility to then change for something else. How? When I understand that a lot of these mental files that I use in order to act, to think, and to do a lot of things are part of something that was inherited to me and what makes it the way it is, then I have the possibility to create new files, to create new mental states throughout those mental states, or which mental states that I'm going to use because I created them differently, and now I have the possibility to use them in my advantage to act differently. Let's say that I am fearful. I have a person with a lot of fears, with these emotions that I don't even know where they come from. They could come from my mom. They could come from my dad. They could come from one of my grandparents or great-grandparents, one of my aunts or uncles, whoever is a part of my family. But what's more interesting is that these mental files that I inherited from these people was something that I chose for myself. How is that possible? How could someone choose to be born with all these fears? How could someone choose to be born with all this resentment or this anger? It's not specifically the anger, the fears, or the resentment that you're choosing, but you are choosing the genetic in order for you to learn something very specific. So this is a personal choice, and that's something that you have to understand. So we're getting to something very important. Everything that I am, it was something that I chose for myself. Instinct is something that cannot be denied, and it's something that I cannot help to have, because that's my physical part. So every single human being has instinct. The instinctive mind that moves you, the instinctive mind that makes you do things the way you do, related to your basic needs. So whatever you do, if you need to eat, if you need to feed, if you need to have sexual intercourse, if all of those activities that you do regularly have to do with your instinct. The thing is that as soon as I understand that this instinctive part is just a small part of me, then I understand that I am the one who has the intelligence to control my instinct. So I decide what I feed the animal, when I feed the animal, how I feed the animal. I understand that there are things that my animal is going to wish, but I decide whether I give it to him or not, whether I give it to it or not, whether I let it have it or not. If my animal wants to eat certain things and I know that those are not healthy, then I decide if I give it or not. What happens is that the animal part is always having control over us. We always let it make decisions. If the animal wants to eat certain things because it has the desire, because it tastes good, because it has this craving for something, we let it do it. We let it have it, because we are not working or acting throughout our positive mind, our intelligent mind. So understanding that there is part of me, this instinctive part of me, and I accept it, and I understand it, and I know that it's there, but it is me who has the control to letting it get to certain places. Eating, having, doing, sleeping, resting, whatever it needs, it's up to me how much I let it have or do. The next part, the genetic part, well, that's something that I chose for myself. I decided that I needed to be born in this family with these specific characteristics in order for me to learn something that I wasn't learning, something that I had not learned throughout the other opportunities that I had throughout different lives. Yes, we have been reincarnated over and over and over again. So what happens is, why would you want to be born once again, over and over and over again, in order to learn? It is a possibility. It is a fact that we do come more than once in order to be able to achieve our personal evolution. So that is the reason why we choose this family. Why would I choose this family? My father is an alcoholic. Why would I choose this family? My mother is very violent. Because that was exactly what you needed to learn. So you chose this genetics in order for you to learn throughout the observation, throughout the example that they give you, and specifically because you needed to be born in these conditions in order to learn whatever you exactly needed to work on. So instead of missing this opportunity, being resented because things are not the way you wanted them, because your family has certain characteristics that you don't like, those specific characteristics that your family shows you, those specific characteristics that your family performs every day in front of you, those are the opportunities you have every day to learn. They are your teachers, these parents, this sister, this brother, this grandmother, this grandfather, with all of these characteristics that sometimes make you angry, that make you frustrated, that make you lose your patience because they don't work, they don't act, they don't think, they don't feel the way you wish they did. They are exactly the way they need to be for you in order for you to learn something very specific. Once you start understanding that fact, because it is fact, then you start to see them in a different way. Look at my mom. She's always yelling at everyone. She's frustrated. She's impatient. In the observation, I have the opportunity and the possibility to love her the way she is, but also learn. I love you, Mom, the way you are. but I don't want to be that way. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, because you show me exactly what I don't want to do. And I have this brother who is this way and that way, and I don't like it. Thank you, because you give me the opportunity to learn that exactly the things you do are the things I don't want to do, without being judgmental. There is a big difference between being intelligent and learning and being judgmental. When you are judging and criticizing, you become resentful. You are, what you're doing is you are placing yourself in a negative state of mind. And that's not good for you. Everything that happens in your surroundings, everything that happens where you live, where you are, where you work, has to do with a specific purpose and a specific reason. So if everything in the universe has to do with a law, universal law, natural law, or for example, cause and effect, there is a specific reason why I have to be with all of these people who surround me. Everything in the universe is perfect, and it happens exactly the way it has to happen. Wait, but I don't like the way things are. Well, they are the way they are because you needed them that way in order for you to learn. So what happens is, when I'm surrounded by all these people and I'm not learning what I have to learn, well, there will come others who will propose the same lesson for me, who will show me the same things, who will make me suffer because of the same reasons. But it's not because life is bad. It's not because life is unfair. On the contrary, life is so fair. Life is so perfect. The universe is so intelligent. The universe works in a perfect way. So exactly those lessons you'll need to learn, that's exactly what you're going to face over and over and over again. When is that going to change? Is that ever going to change? Am I always going to have to face the same things and the same problems? No. As soon as you learn the lesson, then things will change. Believe me. Because you don't have to believe me just because I say it. Believe me throughout experimentation. Start living your life differently. Start observing. Start analyzing. Start becoming smarter every day. Whenever you notice that there is something that you have to face over and over and over again, start analyzing. What am I doing differently, or what am I doing the same? Why do I have to face or why do I have to take this same test over and over and over again? Same problems with the same people in the same place at the same time. When I become a student of my own life, when I become a researcher, when I become an investigator, looking at my life as a science, when I understand that I am the architect of my own destiny, then whatever happens is an opportunity for me to learn. It's not an opportunity for me to cry. It's not an opportunity for me to feel sorry about myself. It's not an opportunity for me to be angry at the way things are. It is an opportunity for me to learn. What am I doing wrong? But not feeling resentful, not feeling guilty. Learning that whenever I find the exact mistake that I'm repeating over and over again, then I have the opportunity to stop doing the same thing. That is exactly what life is trying to teach you. But you are not paying attention. You are distracted with a lot of things that don't let you find the true happiness. You are trying to find happiness throughout material things. You are trying to find happiness throughout people, other people. You are trying to find happiness through a lot of things that have nothing to do with the real success in life, with the real process of learning. So what happens is that I have to face over and over the same test, the same problem, the same pain, and nothing changes. Why? It's not that life is unfair. It is that I am the one who needs to start learning in order to change my actions and then get different results. And that is how understanding that it is a law of cause and effect. Action, reaction. That's going to give me the possibility to change everything that I am, everything that I do, everything that surrounds me. It's up to me. So what we're going to do throughout these live streamings, which are going to be every Friday, we're going to start explaining little by little everything you need to learn, everything you need to know, how you are built throughout a specific frequency, how you are always vibrating through a specific frequency, and you are creating constantly your own personal magnetic field, which attracts or repels whatever you need. So, little by little, understanding who I am, what makes me me, what conforms me, is going to help me change my own life. Stop waiting for everything else to change. Stop waiting for everything else from everyone to do things differently, because the only one who has the possibility to change your own life is you. So, that's exactly what we want to help you. We want to help you find yourself within your own self. We're trying to find ourselves always throughout other people's eyes. So what we have to do is find a way to understand ourselves throughout our own eyes, because that's the only real possibility we have to be happy, to be plentiful, to feel truly fulfilled with the life we have. So I am really grateful to see you come and be part of this live streaming. I'm really grateful for the possibility that I have to share this information with you. I hope you come every Friday and you watch every day. You can watch us during the live streaming at 12 p.m., which is Central Time. But you can also go log on to our YouTube channel, and you can find a lot more information there, a lot of other streamings, and we also have podcasts, and everything is just there for you to we'll surf a little and check what we have. You can also log on to the website or our Facebook page, and you can find out a lot more about who we are, what we do, and what we're trying to communicate the world. Thank you very much. Well, it's Friday. It's already the beginning of the weekend, and I hope you have an amazing weekend. But we always say something that is part of our institution. We always say that we hope that you have a wonderful weekend, a wonderful Monday, a wonderful October. But specifically, we always wish for your life to be plentiful, for your life to be great, for your life to be happy, for your life to be peaceful. And that is how we always use this specific phrase that says we wish or we hope for you to have a good life, because it also includes all the good things that we hope that you have and you live and you do. So that is the reason why we always greet you, and we also say goodbye using the same phrase. We hope for you to have a good life. So that is exactly the way I'm going to say hello and say goodbye every time we connect with you. So thank you very much. We will talk to you next Friday, and I really hope from the bottom of my heart that you do have a very good life.